Hey, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to share if I believe that in 2021 you should be starting an Etsy shop. A lot of people have been asking Etsy, Shopify, WordPress, how do I start my small business? Where do I put it to be successful? Is Etsy even worth it in 2021? Okay, so here we go. Here are my pros, in my opinion, for Etsy and my experience in the past year. So the first major pro for me is Etsy is super easy to use. I think a lot of people would not have a problem starting with Etsy. Sorry, there's a fly. Easy to start and there's not much of a learning curve. As long as you can use a computer, you can use a camera or your phone, you know how to upload something online, you're gonna find it pretty easy. The back end is very step-by-step. There's lots of tutorials. There's lots of YouTube videos, tons of free information out there. So I think number one, Etsy's easy. Number two, for me, is search engine. Think of Etsy as one big search engine. If you're searching something, you punch it in, how to start an Etsy shop, and it come up with all of the results. If you're selling a product, let's say crystal bracelets, and you're posting it on Etsy and you're using the right keywords, which we'll get to, the right tags, you're gonna be at the top or you're gonna be somewhere in there. You're providing products, you're listing items, you're putting them up there and there's people looking for those items, the feel, the vibe, the aesthetic of whatever you're selling. If you're doing your part to have the right SEO, you are gonna rank on Etsy, hopefully on the front page, and have items that people want, but you have to list them accordingly. Provide good advertising to bring people to the website. Even, I'm sure a lot of people have noticed, if you're Google searching something, a lot of times, if it's something very specific, Etsy might come in your suggested search results. You're bringing lots of traffic. 2021, there's lots of people coming through. As we've seen in 2020, when I joined, it was a huge jump in people coming to Etsy as buyers because they were looking for masks. So that was super beneficial. Since then, Etsy has done advertising products based on Facebook and Google and different things like that to try to draw traffic. I find the fees fairly low. Like for example, Etsy will take around 5%, 20 cents per listing. So in general, it's pretty affordable. Another cool thing about Etsy, a lot of people know about Etsy now as buyers. So during the mask boom, when everyone's looking for a mask, a lot of people were buying them off Etsy. 2021 has become the year of small business, which is incredible. As a small business owner so far this year, I've seen a huge boom in people who are proud to and want to support small businesses. So that's really cool. And that goes right from supporting local to just supporting small. So that's something that I find is really super awesome and cool and gets me really excited about being on a platform like Etsy that supports handmade and small business owners. Another cool thing about Etsy is there's a lot of tools on the back end. So if you aren't a marketing expert or you're just curious where things are coming from as a Etsy seller, all that information is on the back end for you, showing where people are coming from, how many visits you're having, what keywords you're ranking for that item that they're searching. That way you could re-optimize your listings using those keywords to bring in the right people if that's the right keyword and it's converting. So that is a really cool thing, but there's all kinds of tools on the back end that you can really benefit from. The ability to run sales and to create coupon codes. So that's something that's really easy, built right into Etsy. A lot of times Etsy will make suggestions that you should do for your shop. Sometimes they're good to do. Sometimes not so much. You can just kind of choose and click away on the ones you're not interested in, but sometimes they'll suggest things that are very beneficial. If you don't have any experience running a website and you are on Etsy, that could be huge for you, right? Creating coupon codes and bringing customers returning. Another great thing about Etsy is they have a great customer service backend for the seller. So for me, when I log in, or coming right to the app. I can see when someone favors something. I can see when something sells, cha-ching, my favorite noise. And I also can see messages. So I can answer messages right on the computer or on the app, which is really super cool. It's very efficient. Even setting up your shipping where you're sending your tracking number or your messaging buyers, it's very easy workflow. Also, if you are looking at your business and you want to pull reports, I have found that really easy to use. So I think that's huge as a small business owner. Etsy also has ads available. So if you wanted to advertise your listings through Etsy, you can do that. It's pretty easy. You just select which ones you want to advertise. I just caution you to pay attention at how much a click is worth because it varies through Etsy. Their ads can be they're easy to use, but they can be kind of expensive. So that's one thing that I would caution you is to pay attention as you have things running like ads and seeing what's selling and what's not selling, what you should take off ads and what you should just leave. Okay, so those are my major pros. Now let's go into the cons. Etsy does change often. Their algorithm changes just like any platform where you have to have the ability to pivot and adjust. They will change things where one thing may have worked and you're getting tons of sales and all of a sudden something switched, what the hell, now I have no views. So you have to be able to stay up to date on trends, listen to what they're telling you, because often they'll say, hey, update on this, but you also can't be mad because you are on a platform that is going to change, and that's what will bring value to a customer is obviously in the long end. If they are updating it and changing and making it better overall, I think it is beneficial, but you have to be flexible. It's not your platform, not your website, so you have to be able to run with it, but you also have to be conscious. Why do I not have any sales today? Yesterday I had 22 sales. What's going on? And being able to look at the data and the reports and say, oh my God, something changed, need to pivot, or whatever the case might be. So that is super important to pay attention to. A con, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have that on Instagram, you're gonna have that on TikTok. Algorithms change, is what it is. Okay, so a major con that I have seen happen to different creators is Etsy shutting down shops. So they can shut down a shop for whatever reason they want. They don't even really have to give you a reason. And there you go, you just lost all your product, you lost your selling platform, you lost everything, right? Your whole world has crashed. So it is important to have a backup. Whether that means you have a newsletter and you're collecting emails and you are funneling your people over to your Instagram, your TikTok, your Facebook, whatever it might be. You have places where people can go. So if something did happen where for some reason you got locked out of your account, it's not the end of the world. You have other alternatives. You might have other ways that you're selling, not a big deal, but you really don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. These stories, they do happen and it's okay. I think it's just a part of being on a selling platform. So prepare for the worst in that way, and also look to your future. Where do you want to go after Etsy? I think Etsy is hugely beneficial as a small seller to start, but plan on not being there forever. My third con is at the bottom of your page or your listing, Etsy will suggest other shops or similar listings. Now, this can be annoying if you rank high, someone clicks on your item and they're reading your reviews and they see another item and they click to that one, maybe they end up buying that. Yes, it is a con, absolutely, but at the same time, you're gonna be on the bottom of other people's pages as well. So it goes both ways. In one way that it's a con, you know that you're making sales from that same situation. So in a way it's kind of a wash, but it does, as a seller, make you think, okay, Etsy, you're advertising me to someone else, or you're advertising someone else on my page, what the hell? But at the end of the day, it's going all the ways, so kind of a wash. Okay, here are my top Etsy tips. Number one is create yourself a branding identity. This is important because on Etsy, you're in a sea of sellers. There's so many different people selling the same thing as you or something very similar. You want to be able to stand out. So there's different ways of doing this. You can put in business cards that have a little bit extra, give some freebies like some stickers, and you can even put an image into your images for the listing that says, hey, follow me on social, check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook, or whatever you want to plug. And that way people know when they see that, oh wow, they have some branding, they have some social media, let me follow them right now and see what other stuff they have. That way you have them. There's someone that you can reach out to again through social media content, and you'll always have that connection. Even if they go and they do scroll down and they see another listing they like and it's not necessarily yours, you're still going to be on their radar. So that's my number one tip. Okay, number two, diversify your income. As an Etsy seller and a small business owner, something I learned last year that I'm putting into place this year is diversify your income. So don't just say, hey, I'm an Etsy seller and that's it. Yes, that's one thing that you can do, but you should look at doing more things. There's different things you can do, like starting a YouTube channel, creating product listings in Facebook and Instagram and trying to sell on there, posting on TikTok and sharing about your products. There's different things that you can do to not necessarily just rely on Etsy. Yes, it's great being on Etsy and there's lots of opportunity, but look at doing different things. Like maybe you will use Amazon affiliate links or using different affiliate codes on your social platform. Look at doing different things like that. Even if you mix in some things like selling on other platforms, starting a blog, different things like that I think are a good idea because you don't want to rely on just Etsy. That brings me to my third tip. Bring your own people. Yes, Etsy's a search engine. Yes, you want to have great tags and you want to be found that way, but you don't just want to rely on Etsy. You want to bring your own people. So use your social platforms, share about product, and then you can lead them to Etsy and say, hey, check my stuff out. The more people you have coming to the platform to look at the stuff that you're selling, the more Etsy will favor you because you're having more sales, more product favorites, and therefore more traffic. So they will favor you over other sellers. My other tip is follow trends. Now, this one is a difficult one because you don't want to follow trends where you lose your branding identity or your niche. So I think stay within your niche, branch out in ways that products are selling. So say that there's a way that you can integrate Easter products and Easter's coming. That's a great way of you kind of diversifying what you're doing and also hitting trending product tags. So what I like to do is every few days I'll go on buyer's side and just click the search bar and drop down will come everything that's trending that day right now, and you can see different ideas. So sometimes, like for example, the other day when I checked, it said champagne print was trending. So, okay, now I need some design inspiration. I'm gonna make a design around champagne print because that's trending right now. That also fits my brand because it's fun, it can be whimsical, and that gives me good inspiration for a new product. My next tip is to create new products and launch them frequently. It is a really good thing to be active on the back end, creating products, listing them. When you list them, it is a good idea to put on your social media, to post that you have a new product, to tag the product through Instagram and Facebook, and be able to post that throughout all social platforms to bring, again, your own people to Etsy. My favorite tip is ask for reviews. Someone who is shopping somewhere is used to people asking for reviews. There's nothing wrong with that. I like to send a message to each customer about their order when it's been shipped. Hey, it's been shipped. I just wanted to let you know. Also, I really hope you enjoy your item. If you do, I'd love if you write a 5-star review. A lot of people are excited when they get their product, especially on Etsy. There's a lot of people that are used to writing reviews because it prompts them right away. If you had mentioned it to them before, the customer knows that it's important and they're gonna take the time to take a picture, snap a picture of the product and write a review. That way you can have tons of reviews. It's social proof of the products you're selling that, hey, oh my God, this is how it actually looks. Someone could style it this way, and it's worth the price that they're selling it at. My next tip is SEO. SEO, SEO. It's so important. SEO. What is SEO? So SEO, search engine optimization. There's tons and tons and tons of Etsy videos about SEO and how to do it appropriately. The best way to do it is to use the right tags and keywords that are relevant to your product, so your item comes up first on the list. So for example, if you were selling a chunky knit blanket, you wouldn't want to call it Bianca's brown blankets, because people aren't going to be looking for Bianca, but people are going to be looking for chunky knit brown warm knitted blanket, things like that. So you want the most keywords possible. Again, tons of videos about that, so check that out if you haven't discovered SEO yet. Lots of great resources. My next one is aesthetics. So just like anything else, the way that a product is marketed is huge. So you want people to buy your product and be excited because they want to put it on their body, they want to put it in their home, they want to show their friends, they want that feeling that this is so cool that I can't wait to get it home and I can't wait to put it out there for people to see because of the way it was shown to me. So present your products so people know that they are that cool. Have lots of people take photos with them on your social media where they're tagging your products. On your Etsy page, have like clear, white, bright photos that demonstrate the product being in use, on display, and what it looks like in real life. So that's really important. Bring your own traffic. I know I said this before, but I repeat, times on Etsy get slow. Etsy algorithm changes. You do not want to be at the mercy of Etsy. You want to be able to, when things are slow, say, hey, to all the people on my social platforms, I'm having a sale today. Check it out. Use this coupon code, however you want to do it, and bring them. You don't want to rely on Etsy. Create that opportunity for yourself. There's a lot of people that have had small businesses blow up on TikTok or Instagram Reels. There's tons of opportunity to show your product being used and displaying it in fun and quirky ways where you could reach a large audience if that video picks up, takes off, blows up. So that's a fun thing to try too, is make time to try different social media platforms. And that way you're bringing people from different parts of online that maybe haven't been on Etsy, but they really want that product. Join Etsy support groups. So on Facebook, there's tons and tons of Facebook groups that are for Etsy sellers, tips, ideas, that are sharing social platforms, so then that way you can network and get more followers, lots of tips, different things like that. One thing I will caution you is sometimes people will post on there and complain, sometimes like a little bit of like toxic talk. I think running a small business, you have to stay positive, optimistic, you have to be excited. So there are times where I will be like, I am not going to an Etsy Facebook group. I'm not going to look at groups right now because I want to stay in this high vibe state and I don't necessarily want to listen to people complain, but sometimes I want to be inspired. What are other people doing? Who has small business TikToks that I can follow? Things like that. So definitely join Facebook groups, but stay on the high vibe side. That's the main thing. Okay, so overall, this would be my friend-to-friend advice if someone was saying, should I start an Etsy shop? Would you start an Etsy shop if you were to do it all over again? I would say yes, I would do it. Start now, start today. You can start in a very small way. Get the shop open, start creating products, watch all the YouTube videos about it, and just educate yourself on the best ways of beginning and getting that going. Follow the Etsy rules. Totally do it. As a small business, it's the easiest way, in my opinion, to get started, to create a following and make some sales, which at the end of the day, it's all about the sales, right? Number two, build your social platforms. I've said said it a whole bunch, but when you start your shop, start your social and grow it that way. So then that way you always have alternate ways of reaching out to customers and clients. 3, bring your own traffic. You also can look into something called Tailwind with Pinterest, where you can schedule your pins along with other creators' pins on Pinterest and bring people to your listings that way. That's a really, really great way and an interesting way to get your products out there. That's a little bit different. There's a lot of people who are shopping on Pinterest by starting on Pinterest. So that is something that I would recommend looking into as well. It's so nice out. Oh my God, I was just sitting in front of the window in the sun and just like basking in the sun. It was so nice. Made myself a little coffee. Okay, so I would say yes, absolutely. Start this year, start right now, get excited, know your why. Why are you starting a business? Why is it important to you? What's the message you want to come across for you personally? Is it personal growth? Are you starting this business because you want to share a message with everyone? You want to get an idea out there? You want to help people? What's your reason? Because at the end of the day, when it's super late at night and you're working on fulfilling orders, or you are busting your butt trying to get something done and uploaded and you've been working on it for 8 hours and it's a Saturday night, you're gonna wanna remember your why. So remember your why. That's so important. Enjoy it, have fun. Having a small business to me is one of the best things in the world. It makes me happy, it makes me excited. It gives me a purpose, a hobby, something fun to do that I'm building towards my own future and my own personal growth. So do it. If you're new to my channel, like, comment, subscribe, follow along. There's lots of videos coming. If you have a question, if you're like, hey, what is Etsy SEO? Etsy, is it better than Shopify? Whatever your question is, comment down below. I will answer your questions. I'll watch out for those coming in, and I'll also use those for future videos. So let me know. Also, if you have any questions about your experience, or if you've had a bad or like amazing experience, you blew up on TikTok, let me know down below. Thank you. Bye, guys.